One 5-year-old girl, her father received the invitation from school for the annual sports day. There were 50 girls in the class. And they all raced. The parents were more ambitious than the children. They were cheering and jeering, etc. This father's girl, she came 20th in the race. She was almost crying. And some of the other parents, they were cheering, "My child, you came first." This father said to his daughter, "Well done, my child. Come, let me take you for a treat because you came first." All of us are different. Just as no two trees in this world are exactly alike. No two leaves of a single tree are identical. Likewise, we human beings are also all different. We have different biometrics. We have different eyes. If you take the clear subscription at the airport, all you need to do is you need to look into it. And they will grow through their database, Swami Mukundananda. My God, our eyes are also different. Our bodily aromas are different. You don't realize it, but the dog does. If you go to visit your friend who has a dog, the dog sees and starts barking, doesn't recognize this person. But when it comes close to you and sniffs you, "Oh, this smell, I know this person. It's in my memory." Our aromas are different, our voices are different. Many times I get into trouble because of this. Somebody calls me, "Radhe Radhe, Swamiji." "Radhe Radhe, who's speaking?" "Swamiji, you guess." "Arey Baba, is this a video call? How do you expect me to get? You should remember my voice and tell me who I am." And very often you do make out from the voice itself. You remember the voices of 1,000 of your friends. So we are all so different, but at the same time, as the saying goes, that man is a social animal. We love relationships with each other, and we have a tendency to compare. This comparison becomes our criteria for success. Am I better than the others? But it also becomes the reason for our discontentment. And that is a pity. The goal of life is not to be the best copy of somebody else, but to be the best version of your own self. Have you ever seen a small tree by the side of a big tree, with the small tree having an inferiority complex? Of course not. It keeps growing. How much does it grow? To the maximum it can. We human beings are the ones who get all these kinds of ideas and become unhappy over it. What is the basis of these comparisons? Now, supposing I tell you that a man and a woman, they together raced 1 mile and reached the end line together. So who did better? You say the man and woman both reached together. I'd say the woman won because she was able to match the man's abilities. But then I add some information to you. The man is 50 years old and the woman is 20 years old. Acha? And still he was able to keep up with her. In that case, the man won. But let me add a little more information. The woman is 90 kgs and the man is 50 kgs. Really? A 90 kg lady was able to keep up, then she won. But let me add a little more information. The man is on a wheelchair. Oh my God, and he could keep up, then he is the winner. So what is the basis of your comparison? And these comparisons are robbing us of our joy. As Theodore Roosevelt said, comparison is the thief of joy. Sociologists did the experiment with monkeys. The researcher would give a marble to the monkey. If the monkey handed back the marble, the researcher would reward it with a cucumber, and the monkey would be delighted. Until it saw that the neighboring monkey, for the same thing, was being rewarded with a grape. Then all hell broke loose. The next time it was given a cucumber, the monkey threw it at the researcher's face. It's the same cucumber, but comparison has made the monkey unhappy. Now we people are also comparing. We don't realize the grass only seems greener on the other side. There was a pilot of the American Airlines, and his job was from Dallas to Seattle. And that was the route he had to fly again and again with his co-pilot. And every time they would go over a little village in the Midwest, he would peer down and look very carefully. His co-pilot said, "What is there in this village that attracts you so much?" The pilot said, "As a little boy, I grew up in a ranch there. And when I used to see the planes flying above, I used to think what a wonderful life it must be for pilots. Like the birds soaring in the sky. And I managed to get into pilot training school and get this job. But now I hate it. So much of mobility, no stability, one day here, next day there, etc. And I miss my life in the village and the ranch." But that's exactly how it always is. You think that the other guy must be happy, and the other guy is thinking you must be happy. The grass is greener on the other side. Now, all the people of the developing countries, they are firmly convinced that those who live in America must be so happy. At least 30 years ago in India, this was the firm belief, because India was still, a very developing country. And they saw America as the land of plenty. So getting a visa for America was like getting a visa for Golok itself. You even have, in Andhra Pradesh, etc., visa Hanuman Mandir. So, when I first came to America, I asked the Indians in America, this is what the Indians in India think, that Americans are so happy. So are you all happy? They said, "Swamiji, what happy? It's just the same old story, same wine in different bottles." But the Indians in India will never believe that the Indians in America are not happy. They live in America. How come they are not happy? Then I realized the illusion continues in America also. I was giving a lecture in Tampa. On the last day, one white lady asked me, "Swamiji, where are you going from here?" I said, "New York." She said, "New York?" She became all goggle-eyed. The land of Broadway and Times Square, the land of so much of joy. So then I realized that people in America think that happiness is in New York. So I then went to New York and asked the New Yorkers, "This is what rest of America thinks of you. Are you happy?" But you don't need to ask New Yorkers whether they are happy. Their face conveys the entire picture. See, when it takes you 2.5 hours to find parking in Manhattan, And when you have to travel by metro, all the happiness is squeezed out in any case. But the illusion continues. And nowadays, with social media, it has got enhanced. Because people are comparing. Earlier, you had to actually visit your friend and compare. Now, you just look at their Facebook profile and start burning in envy. Even though everybody knows that Facebook profiles can be touched up in Photoshop, but the illusion is so stiff, it is creating a new phenomenon called FOMO. This FOMO is acronym for fear of missing out. The youngsters are more vulnerable to it. They look at other people's images and think there's something vitally necessary for life that I'm missing out on. So this comparison is not the way to live. You must run your own race in life. That is the way to happiness and to success. Because you are comparing with what? Saying, oh my God, this celebrity is so beautiful, I'm not so beautiful. Arey Baba, you have your own good qualities, focus on those. So we must run our own race. One 5-year-old girl, her father received the invitation from school for the annual sports day. And the races were happening one after the other after the other. For the kindergarten girls, the race took place. There were 50 girls in the class. And they all raced. The parents were more ambitious than the children. They were cheering and jeering, etc. This father's girl, she came 20th in the race. She was almost crying. And some of the other parents, they were cheering, my child, you came first. This father said to his daughter, well done, my child. Come, let me take you for a treat because you came first. She said, Papa, but I did not come first. I came 20th. Papa said, no, the other 19 were not competing with you. You were competing with the 30 who were behind you. So in 31, you were number 1. But Papa, why was I not competing with them? Because, Beti, they had practiced more than you. Next time you practice more, then you will compete with them. So Papa, then will I come first out of 50? No, you will come first out of 46. You will come 5th in the race. Why? Because you will not have practiced enough. You practice even further and you will come first in 50. The message he is conveying to her is so important that she has to run her own race. That is what the world champions do. You know, when the racers, they have a pacer. But the world champion doesn't have any pacer because nobody can run as fast as them. They are always competing against themselves. You must check, is this the best I can do? Or could I do better? Run your own race.